On a quiet street in Townsend, Massachusetts, the Andrews family believed their lives were returning to normal. Still grieving the loss of their mother, 15-year-old Tina Andrews and her younger sister tried to find comfort in the mundane rhythms of life. Their father, a hard-working man, did his best to keep the family together. But an unseen presence was about to shatter the fragile peace of their home, plunging them into a nightmare they could never have anticipated. It began with small, seemingly innocuous incidents. Furniture would be moved slightly out of place. Items would go missing and reappear in odd locations. At first, they brushed it off as forgetfulness, the side effects of grief. Then came the strange noises, faint, scratching sounds in the walls, creaking floorboards in an empty room. They blamed the house, an old structure prone to groans and quirks. But deep down, they began to feel uneasy. One evening, Tina confided to her father that something felt wrong. She described how she often felt watched, as though unseen eyes followed her every move. Her father dismissed her concerns, chalking it up to stress. But Tina's unease only grew. Then came the messages. Written in red on the walls, cryptic sentences began to appear. "I'm in your house," one read. Another said, "Come find me." At first, the family thought someone had broken in, but there was no sign of forced entry. The messages grew more frequent, more menacing. Doors that had been locked were found open. The family began to believe they were being haunted. One night, the mystery turned into terror. Tina and her younger sister heard a noise coming from the walls. It wasn't the usual creak or groan, but something deliberate, calculated. Summoning their courage, they followed the sound to its source. What they found defied reason. Standing in the doorway of their late mother's bedroom was a figure dressed in her clothes, a blonde wig perched atop his head. In his hands, he held a hatchet, and his face was twisted into a menacing grin. The girls screamed and fled the house, calling their father, who alerted the police. When the authorities arrived, they scoured the house, but found no one. Then, in the corner of the basement, they discovered a small, hidden crawl space. Inside, they found signs of habitation, food wrappers, bedding, and crude peepholes carved into the walls, allowing the intruder to observe the family unnoticed. He had been living within their home for weeks, possibly months. The man was identified and arrested. To the family, he was a monster. To others, he was just a local teenager, known for his troubled behavior and petty crimes. The community was shocked, but few could have predicted the depths of his darkness. After his arrest, the teenager was sent to a juvenile facility for his crimes. The Andrews family, though shaken, began to rebuild their lives, hoping the ordeal was behind them. But for the man who had lived in their walls, the story was far from over.